Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, hairy rhino space turtle people, and pigeon man. That's a same 14 joke. We need to talk. So the title for this video is probably going to be the 2 worst PvE triumphs we've ever had in Destiny. And I am perplexed to even think of anything close to these 2 things in terms of just annoyance, obnoxiousness, ridiculous requirement, and stupid stipulations. So just to make things clear first, we're talking about PvE today. So all those, like, 3 guys living under the bridge, the trolls, ready to say, Iron Banner cheese, yeah, we're talking about PvE. Back to the bridge you go, okay? Full disclaimer, this is not a we hate Bungie video or a hate video. This is just me trying to give constructive feedback / criticism while being a bit frustrated over these silly triumphs that I'm sure others are frustrated as well. And that's all this is. All right, moving on. I'm sure others have already covered this topic, but I want to rant about it myself. For example, I know Fallout did a video on the first triumph we're going to be talking about already, and it was pretty well explained. Shout out to Fallout. The first triumph we're going to be talking about today is Robber Baron, aka defeat 50 ruffians. This triumph makes no sense. So for those of you unaware, this is a triumph that needs to be completed to get the seasonal seal, which is Scallywag. Also, it needs to be completed in the seasonal activity, which is Expedition. Now, the point of this is just going to be that the triumph is stupid, so we're going to ignore the part that it's in a seal, because even if it wasn't part of the seal, I think it's still dumb because of the entire circumstance surrounding the activity and how to kill these enemies. So we're going to take these one at a time in the triumphs, and we're going to talk about this first. Ruffians are in Expedition. To get them to spawn in Expedition, you have 2 variants. You have the quote-unquote guaranteed method of spawning them, and then an RNG method. The guaranteed method is, and you cannot make this up, just don't do anything for 3.5 minutes. I'm not kidding. That's literally what you do. You need to actively sabotage the activity that you are playing in order to get this guaranteed ruffian to spawn. Now, you may be asking, how the hell is that possible? Well, the ruffian will only spawn at the 3-minute and 30-second mark, and you probably already figured out that it doesn't take you 3.5 minutes to throw a bunch of exotic engrams at a Roomba and charge it to 100% and then go forward. And guess what happens when you charge it to 100%? That's right, the encounter continues, the ruffian never spawns, and you just lost out your chance on getting one. And, oh, well, that's awkward. Now, you may be thinking, well, just wait the 3-minute and the 30 seconds for the thing to spawn, kill it, and move on. And yeah, I could do that. I could also put my thumb up my ass. That doesn't mean I'm going to do it. The whole point of this is that you shouldn't be actively sabotaging the activity just to get the thing to spawn for your triumph and then complete the activity. Also, you know, if you're not playing with a made-up fire team or friends, you're going to be just either sabotaging your blueberry teammates or they're going to be sabotaging you, because the blueberry is not going to be like, is this guy going for ruffians? Is he just trying to do the activity like it's built to be completed? I launched Expedition. I'm gonna expedite me some engrams at this Roomba, and I get my reward. Hell, 95% of people probably aren't even aware of how ruffians spawn in the activity, so they're not gonna know what the hell is going on. And then, you know, you start making a little bit of a toxic situation where you take the engrams, you throw them across the continents, the blueberry chases them thinking you're an asshole, but you're really just trying to complete your seasonal seal, and it just creates chaos for absolutely no reason. Additionally, there's also the fun minigame of you actually somehow getting to 3 minutes and 30 seconds without sabotaging anything, but then Billy over there throws the last engram at the Roomba to make it 100%, and then your ruffian waves goodbye as he despawns, and nobody gets progress. Or even better, you won't even know the ruffian has spawned, and your blueberry teammate has just launched 14 Galahorns at it and killed it before you could get credit. Also fantastic experience. So in short, your guaranteed ruffian, or 2 ruffians I should say, 1 per drill phase, so 2 total, are not even guaranteed. The guarantees are not guaranteed. That speaks volumes about how the activity triumphs were made, I think. Now let's talk about the other portion of the ruffians in this activity. So the other ones are RNG. Literally a game of chance. You have no control over it. They could spawn after the jammer phase, Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. Maybe you go F yourself. Who knows? You just flip a coin and maybe you get it, maybe you won't. And that, again, is just nonsensical to me. The guaranteed champions don't spawn. The RNG champions may or may not spawn. There's no clock. There's no indication to tell you whether they will or they won't. It's just... why, man? Why? And the best part is, you need 50 of these suckers. 50 big ones to get your seasonal seal done. Even if it wasn't part of the seal like I mentioned earlier, 50 of them when you have absolutely zero control over them in all these circumstances, these different loops and hoops they need to jump through just to not get any during a run is ridiculous in my opinion. Now let's talk about the other triumph, which is also really, really lame. This other triumph is called Multiple Fronts and also takes place in the Expedition playlist. It says defeat champions on SS Europa and the Cosmodrome, so basically just any of the expeditions that we have. The problem is, you need to kill 250 of them! Can you take a wild guess at how many expeditions you would need to run to get 250 of them? I'll wait. Pretend I'm playing the Price is Right music or the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire here. Yeah, the correct answer is we don't know! Because everything is RNG! The Ruffians are RNG. The other Ruffians are not guaranteed, even though they're supposed to be guaranteed. The Saboteurs, that are the normal champions that have to spawn in this activity, they are not guaranteed. They're RNG. They only spawn when you move your Roomba from point A to point B, from point B to point C, and they may or may not spawn. Why? There are so many ways you could have done this to just make it normal. I don't care that it's 250 champions. That's fine. This triumph will be around for months. That's cool. I don't mind that part. I am totally fine with grinding out a bunch of champions, a bunch of ruffians, whatever. That's fine. I like grindy seals. We should have more grindy seals in the game, like Reckoner. I said it. That's right. Stop throwing your pitchforks at me. Settle down. My point is that you take it out of the player's hands for no reason. You could have a guaranteed Saboteur between moving the Roomba to A to B, from B to C. That's an easy fix there, right? There's other things you could do too. You could have that one guaranteed champion, and then if you kill that first champion, you have a chance of spawning a second champion. You could have a hard mode, a master mode, but we're likely not getting that because it's been 2 months or 6-7 weeks, and we haven't heard anything about a master mode. That could fix it too by having more champions in that. You could have champions spawn during the jammer phase, where you have to go from your Roomba to go destroy a jammer. That's going completely out of the way, away from the treasure. Why not have a champion or two spawn there as well? Hell, why not have a Ruffian and a Saboteur spawn and fight each other, and you just damage both of them to get credit for both? That has a nice little pirate interaction within the activity, just to give you credit for being active in the activity and not just sitting on the Roomba and telling, Timmy over there to go just do the jammer part for you while, the activity keeps going. At the bare minimum, let's say you don't even have the dev time to go back and edit the activity or add this, add that. Okay, fine. At the bare minimum, how about this? We make it so Saboteurs spawn guaranteed instead of RNG. I think that can be done because they are supposed to spawn. It's just they spawn sometimes. And then on top of that, let's make it so if you do get a Ruffian and you actively kill it, then you get bonus progress on the champion triumph. So let's say a regular Saboteur is like 1 point, 3 points, whatever percentage you want to make them. And then let's say a Ruffian is worth 5% because it's more rare, more stupid to get. It makes sense to me at least. And finally, can we just bring back the clock? Like, what purpose does that serve? People who are investing their time into this activity know they're throwing away time. They know they're wasting minutes, hours, days, weeks doing these triumphs. It's not a secret. People aren't dumb. Every person on the planet has an iPhone these days, or an Android phone. They can just put a stopwatch on. It's not that serious. I don't think the clock was ruining anything. Nobody was like, take that clock off the screen right now. I don't want to know how many hours I play in this video game. In conclusion, this is not like some hit piece against Bungie or anything. I just wanted to vent my frustration because I think this is quite possibly the worst 2 triumphs we've ever had in the game in terms of PvE. I mean, I've done it all. I've done Reckoner. I've killed 646 million of enemy type on each planet 10 times over. I've even done a billion bounties from Spider back in the day in the Tangled Shore to get a stupid bird emblem that I will never wear or use. But at least when I was doing those things, I knew I had a goal. I knew I had a percentage to get the thing that I wanted, and eventually that I would get it. Here, there's like 18 layers of RNG. There's sabotage. There's, you might get 0, you might get 1, you might get a pie in the face. And I don't like that, and I don't think a lot of people do either. So, that's my conclusion. Hopefully Bungie fixes it up if they plan to do this again next season in a different form. And that's it. Let me know what you think. Did you agree? Do you disagree? Do you have any of your own suggestions that you would do for these triumphs to not suck? And leave it in the comments below, and I'll get back to you. Make sure it's funny, okay? We like the ha-has here. That's it. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. That's all the channel. Catch you guys in the next video.